Hello everyone, and welcome back to Remains to be Seen, the D&D show where one group's past could determine the other group's future. I am your host and DM, Rover Elliott, pronouns he, they, and today I am here with...
Alyssa, she, her.
Rick, he, him.
Zoe, she, they.
Mike, he, him.
And who are you guys playing?
Yitri, she, her, and...
Pierre, Pierre Ardoise, he, him, and, oh dear, it's happening again.
Aleks, he, him. I just want one normal train ride.
Cole, he, him.
Perfect reactions
Just a
from the
sigh?
crew.
Oh my god.
Yeah, also fair, actually.
So, Mike, you want to explain why that sigh was? Was it because of what happened in last episode?
It was because of what happened in the last episode. Previously, on Remains to be Seen, we took a train journey. But before that, Aleks had a huge emotional moment with an old friend and possibly a mentor, where they discussed a lot of things that the rest of the party don't know, and you, dear listener, will have to go back and listen to, because we covered a lot of ground. Then we all agreed that we were going to go get some papers, go to a train station, buy lasagna, or I did, and then go and have a strategy conversation while we were on the train, which I personally think went very successfully, until Pierre started to feel a chill up the back of his neck, at which point things took a turn for the worst as we faced an enemy yet to be seen. And then the train arrived in London.
And what happened with Yitri? Also, well, it's kind of been told, but remains to be seen. Question mark? Has been seen.
Yeah, everyone else was deafened, so no one in this call besides me and Ro and Lizzie, who's also here, know what happened.
Yeah.
And it's kind of terrifying that that's the case, but we're accepting it. But we're accepting it.
Welcome to your first ever deafened moment of Remains to be Seen. And you guys are...
Wait, did we get that before the bounty hunters?
No, the bounty hunters had one in, like, episode 5.
Oh,
damn, okay.
Oh,
We are just late to everything compared to the bounty hunters.
But, on the other hand, the train just arrived and is about to open doors for you guys to get out.
Before we leave, I want to say something. Yitri, you said that it feels like we're being hunted. I'm afraid that at least some of it might be my fault. And
I mean, the whole thing with the wanted posters, that kind of makes sense.
You saw a wanted poster?
Yeah, but I didn't think anything of it.
You saw a wanted poster of me, and you didn't think anything of it?
Did we?
Yeah, Cole and Yitri.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I mean, you got arrested when you first got the job. I kind of thought it was something to do with that. And, you know, you got the job, so I thought it was squashed, so I didn't think much of it. And it takes a while for people to take every poster down, so I just thought... And also people have their reasons, I guess. I just didn't... I mean, I thought about it, yeah, but, like, I didn't, like, judge you for it or anything.
Well, that is kind.
Aleks, what's going on here?
I really, really don't want to talk about that. But because we are now colleagues, I fear that this might not be only my problem anymore. The poster has nothing to do with why I was arrested at the palace. That was actually not even my fault. I didn't do anything. But there is someone after me. And the people working for him are the people who we saw in the cafe with the chess symbols, which is why I immediately said that we need to leave. And I I have been running for them for months now. So I don't know if what is happening currently and what happened on the train was really because of me, but I can't with full certainty say that it's not. And it would be unfair of me to keep you in the dark about that.
I appreciate you telling us. I could tell it was hard, but we appreciate it. And if anyone's trying to come after you, they're going to have to go through us first. So that's going to be a bit of a problem, especially now we have a whole strategy and everything. They're not going to get to you. Don't worry.
Right.
I mean, I can't promise anything, but I'm going to do my best. I could promise you that I'm going to do my best to keep that from happening.
Cole shoots you like a quizzical look and is like, so who is hunting you?
His name is Chester King. He is very rich, you could say, which in some part means that he has a lot of power. So I apologize for dragging you into that.
Why would you be hunted by the rich elite?
Well, now that is a question I would like to know the answer to as well.
So they're just kind of hunting you down for no reason? I mean, you don't have to tell us the reason. I mean, I'm not expecting everyone to lay out their entire life story to me right now, but I mean, rich people do weird stuff, I guess.
I guess they do. But that is all.
Well, as Yitri says, we won't let anything happen to you. We're colleagues now, and you're with us, and we'll look after you as best we can. But being in service to the crown and being hunted by someone who's that powerful, I can only imagine that must be quite scary for you. We'll do our best. Okay?
Thank you.
Now, if there's not anything more, maybe we should get off the train. I can see the guard is starting to give us a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I said in the last episode, you guys can spot that outside, the entrance of Queen's Cross are reporters standing ready.
Waiting for us?
They haven't seen you yet. But there is a very high possibility that if they do see you guys, definitely knowing that you guys have saved the day, in quotation marks, in Manchester, y'all can assume that they will have some questions. If you want to lay low, I'd suggest giving me stealth checks. Otherwise, just let me know what you want to do.
Can we talk about it in character, what our plan is, so we're not just
Yeah, absolutely.
Cole, as he's sliding open the door, sees a herd. Is that the collective term for reporters? I'm going with it. Sees a herd of reporters outside, and his immediate thought is to just go. But he takes a moment, and I think the party sees that he takes a moment, thinking back over the events that happened in the university, and he turns around, shuts the door again, and says, "There's about 20 reporters out there, and I bet they're waiting for us. How do you guys want to play this?"
We do not have the time to deal with them right now. And I think if
Fully
they see
agree.
us, they will want to talk to us. But especially since we're about to, do something that our employers won't like, I doubt we should get in contact with the reporters.
No, yeah.
Shouldn't announce our presence. They don't know we're back yet.
Yeah. Want to make them think that we're still at the university.
It's possible we might be able to blend in with the crowd, given that there's a lot of people in this train station. So
Cool.
if we lay low enough, we might be able to sneak through the back door. Yes, I'm a bird, Yitri. I can see it in your eyes.
You're a bird. I have an axe bigger than me. I am bright green. Aleks has a very, very nice, that cloak thing you have. Oh my god, love it, by the way. I've been meaning to say that this whole time. Honestly, I think the only one of us that can actually like blend in is Pierre. Which is not an insult to you at all. Honestly, at this point, compliment. But it's just, we're not exactly subtle people. And it's not just you, Cole. Look at me.
We can still try.
We can try.
How about that? We try, and if we fail, I will talk us out of it.
Okay.
Question from the floor.
Yes, Mike?
Yitri has Misty Step, right? Is that right?
I have Phase Step, and it only works on one person at a time per long rest. I was thinking about it, too.
And it's to somewhere you can see,
somewhere
right?
I can see within 30 feet. Yeah,
now, if this is based off the King's Cross that I know and love, back in good old Blighty, King's Cross Station has a glass roof.
Ooh.
So I assume Queen's Cross Station probably does as well, which means from the train, you would actually be able to see the rooftop.
Yep.
Okay.
If you wanted to use it.
So I can only touch one creature willing within 5 feet of me, and that creature will teleport instead of me. So I can only take one person, and everyone else will have to, like, go.
I could...
Yes.
And that is just an idea. I could give the entire party bardic inspiration, so that we have a higher chance of doing that stealth roll.
Not a bad idea.
That's a good idea.
That might be the better bet, considering I can only do one person and not myself. So like, I would have to like pick, and that's a hard pick.
Question from the floor, Mr. Godman. So how bright is the train station? You would say? Would you say it's like well lit?
It's
I
well
like
lit.
where this is going.
Yeah, no, it is well lit.
Right, so that means I could give all of you bardic inspiration, while I myself would have disadvantage on the stealth check, because I am so sparkly and amazing.
Yep.
It could definitely be an idea that if Yitri would teleport Aleks to the roof, first of all, how the fuck does he get down?
Disco ball.
Because then I'm just on the roof. You know,
We'll get him later.
I mean, we have a man that can fly.
I was going to say...
but also, that's not very, like, stealthy. You know?
Yeah, but
Maybe it is.
We could try.
Maybe it
Can we
is.
stealthily fly?
Maybe it is.
I fly high. If you fly high enough, I will give you advantage on stealth.
Okay.
All right.
Well.
So the plan is bardic inspiration on all of us. Yitri gets Aleks out of there, and we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I have an idea. I can only get one of you out of here without having to worry. I can only get one of you, and my vote is Aleks, because not only are you very glittery and sparkly and amazing, I love it, I think it's great, but also you, I feel like, might be the person people want to talk to the most out of all three of us. I mean,
I think that's a good decision.
you were arrested and they're like, yeah, actually, don't worry. So I think I can get you out of here, and the three of us just have to do our best to blend in, which might be a little easier than we think.
If we agree to this plan, I can give you some support on your stealth attempt.
I would appreciate that. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yes. Sounds like a good
Thanks,
idea.
Aleks.
All right. Aleks, this is going to feel a little weird, but...
Let me
actually
do
kinda
the
fun.
support first, Alyssa.
Oh,
I
wait,
need to
yeah.
cast my spell first. Otherwise, this is gonna get weird.
I got excited, I'm sorry.
Gives the support from the roof.
Tell us then also how you cast Bardic Inspiration.
You just start breakdancing.
Yeah.
just start the Macarena.
Inspired.
I remember... The listeners can't see, but everyone just did the Macarena.
And everyone is feeling inspired, so this is great. No,
I hope everyone at home's doing the Macarena too.
You're a dancer, aren't you? Like you're a dancer, and you're quite flexible. Maybe you could like adapt like a sort of like maybe you could just do like a power move. You know, maybe you could just backflip into inspiration.
If I saw someone do a backflip, I'd feel very
Like
inspired.
backflip, like land in a
Does a
split.
backflip in the train, you know.
Glitter goes everywhere.
you know what? Sure, I can try to do a backflip. Do I have to roll on that, or can I just say I may do a backflip to inspire my party?
I'm gonna give you advantage, but give me a performance check, I guess.
Performance check?
Actually, acrobatics.
Damn.
Give me an acrobatics with advantage, please.
Okay, acrobatics. Oh, okay. I should be fine. If I don't completely fuck up, it's gonna be fine. Which is actually always, but... Okay. We're so fine. That is a 23.
Incredible
Now
backflip,
that,
10 out of 10.
now that is what I'm talking about.
Now that is inspiring.
Let's go, Alex.
Tell us quickly what Bardic Inspiration does.
So basically, it gives the people who have been inspired a d6 that they can roll when they have failed a d20 check, and they can use that once to kind of save that check.
Try and save it, yeah. Okay. A d6?
Yes.
And that 3 times. Okay. Y'all now have your d6s that you can add whenever that is necessary.
Woo. Also, it lasts for an hour. If you guys don't need that for the stealth.
Incredible.
I love it.
What's next?
So, Yitri's gonna be like, wow. Just impressed by this backflip. And then she's gonna compose herself and she's gonna just like, she's like, her hand's gonna hover over his like shoulder. She's on her tippy toes. Her hand's gonna like hover over his shoulder and she's like, is it okay if I just give you a little tap here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Hold up.
Huh?
And Pierre touches Alex's arm. And he says, I'm sorry. I didn't know about the Chester thing.
Well, I didn't tell you. And he looks over to Yitri, expecting her to just continue, because he does not want that conversation right now.
Yeah.
And she's just like, all right, see you in a bit. And taps him on the shoulder. And like a little like whirlwind of like leaves kind of show, like come up like underneath Alex's feet. And then he's going to be on the roof.
Again.
You ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Alex is on the roof now. Okay, great. We'll get to Alex in a bit. Everyone else.
Hi.
What is you guys' plan? First of all, can I also have a perception check from the 3 of you?
Cole just goes, now you have to admit, that is how you make an exit. 17.
8.
Are you fucking kidding me? I got a 3.
Okay, yeah, you know,
Wait,
it's
actually,
fine.
wait. I got a 4. I have a +1 to perception. I got a 4.
Fantastic.
God, hold on to that +1, man.
Cole, you can finally kind of understand why the reporters are there when you see Miguel waiting for a train that has just arrived, and he's packing up a bag across his shoulder and headed towards a train that says going towards Oxford. Do with that what you will. That is just what you spot through the crowd.
So are the reporters following Miguel then?
Not following him, but you can make the connection that they probably would have tried to follow Miguel, and then when he went through the gates to get ready for the train, that they were gonna back off.
Okay. Which obviously Cole tells to the rest of the party, like, hey, that's Miguel over there on the platform. And look at those reporters, they were waiting for him. And still, we should be a little bit cautious leaving here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, he's leaving now. They're kind of going to... If they see us, they're going to be like, oh, next thing to do, so...
But we went here for him. We needed to talk to him.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, didn't realize that until right now. Yeah, we did do that. We did come here to do that, didn't we?
Well, listen, we can get out of the train through this door over here. And he points to the door opposite the one that's open. Maybe if we could just run along the platform, we don't have to leave the gates. We don't even have to engage with the reporters.
I think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And then we have to get
Let's do
Alex
that.
from the
We'll
we
have
have
to
get Alex on the roof after that.
we'll
though.
have to get Alex back somehow, but
Yeah, because I left him on the roof.
Every time Alex is on the roof, it's a bad idea.
just on the roof. No. Alex is just sat there like, guys.
Yeah. What's the plan?
So the plan at the moment that Cole is suggesting is to go through the opposite train door, to slide it open, to go across the tracks to the next platform and rendezvous with Miguel.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yes.
So the way this roof is formed, how possible is it to, from the roof, jump down?
All your hit points.
I have Featherfall.
Not all your hit points.
Because if I were to see them beelining for Miguel, could I potentially join them by jumping off the roof?
But okay. I have a question. There's windows through it. You can teleport where you can see, so I kind of just allowed going through the window outside, I suppose?
Yeah.
How would you fall? How would you jump back into the building if there's glass?
But that was my question. If there's if there's an area where the roof kind of stops over the tracks, for example, if I can from there jump back down to run the roof, then that was my question for that.
Do you want me to tackle that one, Ro?
Actually do so.
So in King's Cross Station, because King's Cross and St. Pancras are next to each other, King's Cross Station has these two huge arched glass roofs, and then under those other tracks. But like I say, there isn't an opening per se. No, that's a lie. The ones at the very top of the arch, they actually open to allow air in and out, but you'd have to get up the arch, which is just glass. I mean, we could pretend there was a ladder to get to one of those vents, and then you could slide into the vent, because you're quite, you're not tall, are you? Not 6 foot. So you could probably get into one of those vents and fall down.
I thought Alex was 6 foot something.
He's kind of exactly 6 foot.
I mean, either way, as long as you're not the size of a fucking fridge, you'd be able to fit through one of those.
Before we continue, have this conversation, can you please give me a perception check with disadvantage, because you're on the roof, I don't know if you saw Miguel.
Yeah, that's also what I'm asking. But also, I don't know what you mean disadvantage from on the roof. That makes sense. I will kill you, Rover. Fuck! That's a 20, and I can't use it. Okay. I am calm and collected, and I'm gonna roll again. That's another 20! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Whoa! The dice have spoken!
I don't know if you can... It's there.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it. Get closer. Get that ship right in there.
I can't get close. Wait, there. I'll try it there.
Oh my god.
Fucking way!
That's two nat 20s in a row!
Every time I need to do something with Miguel, it's a 20.
Look, gay love does that to you. Gay love specifically.
You know what? For that, I will even say, if you want, we can dial it back a little bit, and you can have seen Miguel before you got teleported.
Okay.
Then Alyssa gets her face step back, and you will also be able to get to Miguel in general without jumping off of a roof.
Do you want a cut point and we go back to before we face stepped, or what would you like?
4 and 2 nat 20s, which you've just probably heard us all go feral about, because I was gonna do that for disadvantage. Apparently not. The gods and the dice say otherwise. We can just do blue, going back in time.
That's the sound effect, editors. That's the sound effect.
By the way, are you still gonna shimmer in the light?
Yeah, you're still gonna shimmer in the light anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the face step can't happen anymore, but if y'all are gonna talk to Miguel, you now have at least the opportunity to join the group and not take the face step immediately, and first go to Miguel and then change things.
Face step Aleks towards Miguel.
Ooh.
Yeah, face step Aleks towards Miguel.
They can stop Miguel from going into the actual fucking train.
But also, if we go to Miguel, the reporters might see us.
They're not looking at Miguel anymore, but they were there for him. It's been a minute.
Okay. So basically, we could say that we teleport Aleks to Miguel and the rest stealths after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay.
I will allow you to face step right in front of his way before he's getting into the train.
We
Okay, yeah, because that's 2 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah, that's why it's like, hello.
Yeah.
I can see you put your hand in like the doorway of the train, and either do it perfectly because you got in that 20, me like, hello.
Ah, Miguel, we meet again.
Oh god. Okay.
So yeah, in this new timeline, Cole has spotted Miguel just as you were waving your hand above Aleks, and Cole is
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's Miguel," and you're like, "Oh, you want to go see Miguel?" Boop, and then away you go.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good one.
That would be so funny.
Okay, then that is exactly what happened. As Miguel starts walking towards the train that he is about to take, you face step in front of him. And you can immediately see that he is reaching for his bow. Like, automatically. And then he sees you and is like, the fuck? The fuck are you? Just...
Hello, Miguel. Do
What
you have a minute for me?
Well, not real. Well, Aleks, not really, bud. I'm like, I need to get a train.
That is really lovely. And I understand that. I don't want to keep you long. You told me that if we need something from the bounty hunters, you will help me.
Okay, what? Mm-hmm. What do you need?
We need a meeting with the wanted dead.
Great, when?
Basically now, soon as possible.
Oh, you motherfucker. Anyway, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. But you can go in contact with them. That is something we most likely cannot do.
I just left.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Can you write a note that we can bring us something like that? I understand that you can't go back.
Yeah,
because you
sure.
do have to get
whatever.
this train.
And he looks at the clock in the train station, and then he quickly, like, he gets a note out and a pen and starts writing something down. And he's like, why are you guys even here?
Because we need to meet with the wanted dead. You know, in London.
You kind of really don't. And then he finishes writing the paper and he puts it in your hand. And then he doesn't feel that it's cold, and he's like, is there... Do we need to have a conversation?
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I'll take a train later, whatever. And he... Yes, Mike.
Smash cut over to us three.
Yes,
with our
smash cut over
faces pressed against the glass. Like, I can't see what they're doing. What is it? Is that paper? I can't make it out.
Is he gonna pocket it?
Paper? Oh my
Is he gonna
god.
pocket it?
I think they're pocketing the paper.
Clearly, like... Actually, give me an insight check, the three of you pressed against the glass.
We're still on this fucking train. There's the guard must be at the door now, like, you lot gonna fucking leave or what?
We didn't make an effort to get out and sneak over?
Apparently not.
No, we're
Oh
too,
my god, okay.
we're too invested.
Oh, cool.
It's my first 2 of the campaigns. I rolled a 2 for 4 overall.
I got a 15.
18.
Yeah, I feel like it makes sense for both Pierre and Yitri. You can understand from, like, a lot of the hand motions that he's doing that he is getting frustrated, and he keeps looking back at the clock, and at some point you can actually just see him throw his hands up in the air and being like, just tired. For Yitri, it's an interesting thing, because he also, when he puts the paper in Alex's hand, he also has that moment of, like, this is different. This is weird. The same kind of conflicting look that you probably would have had when you touch Alex's hand. And then for Cole, it is just...
Cole is like, he's gone from having this person who is like very aggressive, very closed, very guarded, and he's just cannot figure out what it is that they're doing. He's like looking at them, and there's paper being exchanged, and he's like, is that a weapon? No. Is this
that a
love?
weapon?
Is this
No.
is this
Is that-
is this a weapon? Is
is
this heated rivalry?
human emotion? It's hard to know.
Is this Yowie? Oh my god, is this
Is
Yowie?
this Yowie? Is this AO3?
Anyway, yeah. So, is there anything else you guys want to do? By the way,
Go towards them?
Yeah, I guess so.
Open the doors, go across the tracks.
Yeah, we should do the plan. We should do the
Okay.
plan. Go through the door, cut across the tracks. Stealthily.
stealthily, give me a stealth check, everyone, except for Aleks.
I'm using my bardic inspiration because that was bad.
Okay.
That didn't fucking help. I got a 7. I rolled a 6 and a 1.
I'm actually also going to use my bardic inspiration. So for stealth, I got 17 plus 5, so 22.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I got a 5 on my bardic inspiration and a 12 on my stealth. So 17.
So, you guys are all like climbing out of the train, getting stealthily across the platform, and you guys are then at some point trying to climb back onto the platform, and Yitri's Fey Boo Boo falls off her axe, and it's just this moment of oh no, and she has
Oh
to
my
rush
God.
back to get it if she
That's
wants
just
that.
100 something gold. It's fucking expensive.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. So and it's like, oh no, and then it gets stuck on the rails, and it's like, oh,
My baby boo-boo.
come on. And I give a perception check to Aleks and Miguel to see if they notice.
Let me facepalm again, please. I haven't done that in so long.
Oh, Miguel notices.
No!
No!
Oh,
I'm gone.
gutted.
Yitri being the most competent person ever.
I love Yitri.
There, okay. Yeah, that's a 17.
Yeah, I also rolled a 17.
Oh god.
The gay people roll the same number.
Whoa.
Oh, I love gay people.
I can see both Miguel and Aleks at the same time seeing this happening and then just having both a facepalm moment of, oh god.
I love this idea that Cole, even in a brightly lit room, is like the knight.
Yeah.
Pierre
He is the knight.
like holding his own, and Yitri's like, no, my Fey Boo Boo, no!
I honestly was expecting her to trip and fall, but like I think this is way funnier because I would have just been like she fell and then she got up and fell again.
No, I think it's great. And then you have once Cole and Pierre are on the platform, Miguel kneels down and just looks at Yitri,
Oh,
arms leaning on his knees, and he's just like,
Hi, Miguel.
really?
Look, you don't know how expensive these things are.
Oh my god! And he stands up, and he's like, okay.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'll leave it there.
Do I need to bring you there? What do you want me to do? Like, I can give you a paper. Like, Ryan isn't there. Saffron probably is. Fine.
We need Nyx.
Fine.
Yeah.
What do you need Nyx for?
Well,
Well, we found something that belongs to Nick, so we really need a meeting.
And this is the first time Miguel also makes eye contact with Cole, which they haven't, obviously, like, I haven't seen each other also in a while, and he's just like, a little tense moment, and he's like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. And he's rubbing his forehead, and he's like, okay, sure, how do I do this? Do you guys have... Okay, no, it's fine. This is fine. And he kind of shakes his hands like he's trying to get the frustration off of him. And he says, so, anyone has any experience with hoverboards?
What?
Sorry. I'm sorry. What?
do we have hoverboards
Do
in
any of
France?
us have experience with hoverboards?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
do we know what this is?
What?
Cole probably would have seen them.
I was going to say,
before. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Well, Cole just flatly, like, when he says that, he just looks at him flatly and goes, yeah, I got some.
Fantastic. And he gives Cole a used one, and a different one, and it's like this kind of this box, and then it just extends out into a large levitating hoverboard. And he's just like, all right, if we hold on to each other really well, we can use 2 and then go to the tunnels and come on. And he's waving all of you to go over to out of the gates and towards the London Underground.
I am following.
Me too.
Yep, we're all following along.
Fantastic. When in the London Underground, I'm gonna check the reporters. No, they don't see shit, because apparently every time I'm in combat, I roll well, but otherwise I roll 5s.
Fuck. Oh.
Can I have an acrobatics check from everyone in advance? Cole, you can have it with, actually, you wouldn't even need a hoverboard because you have wings.
I was going to say, a Cole can fly.
Yeah.
But,
Hey,
you know.
so if we do then, if we have, you said we have 2 hoverboards, right?
Yeah, Miguel has one for himself, and there's one that Cole currently has, but Cole can fly.
So does that mean that we could do, Pierre and Yitri on one, and I join Miguel on the other?
I'm fine with acrobatics.
I'm going to fly then.
I got an unnatural 20, so
Damn.
Yitri, natural 20.
I have an
Damn.
unnatural 20.
18 on the acrobatics.
Okay, Pierre.
Dirty 21.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, no, y'all are fine. When Miguel's hoverboard extends, it is like it is completely black, almost covered in sort of ink style ish, and then there's a very faint pink line going through the middle of it, and he just extends his hand out for Aleks to grab it. So that you guys can go through the London Underground to Waterloo Station.
Yeah, Cole looks at Miguel and just says, I'm going to do this manually, and hands the hoverboard over to Yitri.
You know how they work these things, Yitri?
Nope, but we're about to find out.
I have no clue as well.
Can't be too hard, right?
Before that, Miguel grabs Cole's arm and just says, whatever bounty you have currently, I do not want any drama in the Wanted Dead currently. Thank you. Would that be possible?
It'll be fine, Miguel. Now let go of my arm.
Good. And he lets go of your arm.
Do we hear that?
Give me a perception check.
Everyone?
Definitely Aleks, because he's with
I got a 7 again. Why do I keep getting 7s for perception?
18.
18.
Natural 20 for 26. Let's go!
Nice.
He also gets a 19 and high as well. So I think currently, what did you have, Pierre?
Dirty 20. So that's
Dirty
a 19
20.
plus a 1 for my perception. Dirty 20.
Damn. Yeah, no, Pierre and Aleks can both hear at least that there's whispering going on between them. But they are stealthy enough in a way where at least like the full words are, you can't understand them. Other than that, you guys can go on your hoverboards through the tunnels and get to Waterloo Station. And we head into the first crossover of our two groups, kind of.
Whoa, what?
And
What the fuck?
It's happening?
Jesus.
right, we get to
It's
do
happening?
the intro again. As you go across, you guys can see bounties hung up on bulletin boards. There are quotes along the side saying "Nothing to lose, ask for Brian." You can kind of hear the faint bass of music coming in, and a lot of chatter there. When you get to Waterloo Station, you can see clubs and taverns and weaponsmiths. Oh, actually, kind of the main things what you normally see above ground, but this is more underground, and purely focused on the bounty hunters themselves, and yeah, I was gonna say a whole different name. Miguel stops the hoverboard and gets off, helps Aleks off, and he points you to a office kind of more in the corner of everything, where with a good eye, and I'd say definitely Kolga has that good eye, there are, if there's ever been a knife in something, there have been 500 knives in this one door.
A knife in something.
Like, there's just engraved in it, and he points at it and is like, if I need Safra, be there. If you need anything else, like Nyx is, and points somewhere else again, points towards a smaller kind of corner shop, and in the middle of it is like this reception desk with a goblin with pink hair behind it, who's kind of just seems to be chilling, listening to their own music. But yeah, he kind of shows you guys a couple stuff where you could be.
Miguel, before you go, I have a question for you.
What is it?
When you sent us to Manchester, did you know about the attack of the university?
What attack?
The one in the newspaper? The one that we apparently saved everyone in?
I have not
You
even
get
read the
that.
newspaper of today. Give it to me.
Yitri just hands it to him because she has it, I guess.
He looks at the front page and is just like, huh. He folds it and gives it back to you. No, not really.
Not really.
No.
So you can tell me with full certainty that you did not know anything like that would happen?
Possibly, yes.
Insight
That's
check.
not a yes. That's not a yes.
Yeah, I was about to say
Insight check. If you please, DM.
That is okay, not to be disrespectful, but that is the
Go for it.
least amount of yes that you could have given us. You said possibly, maybe. I didn't know that it would have been a suicide mission, but like maybe, I don't know. Like, I get it. This government stuff, no, they're never going to tell you things straight out, but it's just us. You can let us know.
Give me an insight check, everyone. Everyone that wants to do an insight check, give me an insight check.
I rolled a 16.
I got a 10.
I fucking love my dice when it comes to Miguel. Oh,
Your dice love Miguel, my dice love lying. It's really fun.
it's a 23.
23!
Got a 19.
What?
Damn. I got a 7.
Damn. Pierre's just
I
at
don't know
the
anything.
back.
What's going on? What's going on?
For Pierre and Yitri, he seems honest. He seems that he can say with full certainty that he wasn't aware of anything of an attack happening. What Cole can notice is the slight bit of hesitation before he answers, and when Aleks looks at him, there's a tad bit of nervousness. He seems to not make eye contact, which he normally does pretty quickly, and he's kind of shrugging his shoulders as if it also doesn't, it makes him nervous, but it also doesn't really matter to him in a way, possibly. I feel like those are kind of the things that you can tell from his current behavior.
Aleks is looking at Miguel, really intensely, trying to catch his eyes. Miguel, look at me, please.
He sighs and he does.
I just need to know that after you promised that you could protect me, you did not send us out to die.
Being useful gets you killed, Aleks. No matter what work field you're in. And I I didn't know anything about any attack happening on a university. Why would I know what's going to happen at the university? I don't go there. I don't know what kind of people are there. I know the contact that you guys had, but anything else? Like, listen, you can... It's not safe work, what you guys are doing. Obviously, you're protecting people, but this is not a work where you will just be able to walk out of everything unscathed. And I know that.
Miguel, I really don't know how to explain that without sounding completely crazy. I think I died in that attack.
That takes him aback a little bit. Okay. That doesn't make any sense.
I know that. But I don't have any other explanation. And you felt that. You felt the change when you touched my hand. You know that someone shouldn't be this cold. And you know that I wasn't before.
Okay, what am I supposed to do with this information, Alex? What do you want me to do? Like, he snaps his fingers and is like, do you want me to just, like, reinvent Revivify? Because I can't do that. Or, are you undead in any way?
I don't think so. And I don't expect you... He just shoots like an irritated look at Yitri. I don't expect you to do anything. I'm just giving you information about the mission we were sent on. And as I told you, all I wanted to make sure was that you did not know what was going to happen.
You
didn't. Told me no, and I believe you. That's all right.
So why are you here? You're supposed to still be in Manchester.
We spoke to a teacher in the university, and she gave us the tip that we maybe should look into Johnny's ties with the Wanted Dead.
Didn't we explicitly warn all of you that going to the Wanted Dead was my job?
Yes.
That's why we brought you, duh.
So, from what I can gather, right, I need to be useful for you guys. Will this get me killed?
I hope not. I mean,
Like ass killed?
we don't plan on that.
I don't want you to die. Like,
I like the hesitation, thanks. Really
Look,
helps.
here, look. We don't know anything of what we're getting into. Like, literally, we were told, hey, find this guy. We didn't know what he looked like. We didn't know literally anything. And then we're sent to find a contact, and then we get Alex fucking dies, and like we have so little information. So I don't think I could say anything.
So
with
you believe
any kind
his
of
sob
certainty.
story?
Yes, I do, because I saw it. Well, not saw it happen, but I saw that there was something different, and it was a type of magic I'd never seen before, and I can only assume that it's that.
It's true. What they say. It's true. I've seen it. From all the gruesome things that came from that, something's changed.
So yeah, we can't say, hey, you're not going to get killed, because we don't know if we're going to get killed. We don't know if we already have gotten killed. We don't know anything, okay? We really have... Okay, I get it. You don't want to give us all the information because we're new. You want to test the waters. You know what I mean? Make sure that we know, we're a good team, right? That makes sense. You should have done that before sending us on the field, with some kind of training. But I know that's not your fault. I know that's not on you. But I'm just saying, this whole thing is kind of not organized great. But also, what the fuck do I know, right? What do I know? I've never done anything like this before. But anyway, we don't know, and we just want to help people. That's what we're here for, right?
Can I have an insight check from Cole and Alex since they hit above 15?
Sure.
I'm so scared. I'm gonna get fired, bro.
Bro, Yitri is just, like, talking so loudly in this place, which is bustling with bounty hunters. Oh, this is so great. This is so great.
Someone's gotta stop her again.
16.
So we got a 16 from Alex?
Cole has been stoically silent, watching the conversation as Mike rolls a nat 20 plus 2 for 22.
Let's go!
Incredible.
Oh, so you know that Yitri's getting fired. Okay, cool.
So the both of you can notice that this nervousness that he had at the start kind of continues. He stopped making eye contact again, and with Cole, you can tell like he's fidgeting with his fingers. He's clenching his hands. It's almost like you can see that he's starting to get sweaty hands from the information that is now being thrown at him. And if Yitri continues on babbling about this at him, he might snap. And you cannot tell if this is a snap in attacking or yelling.
Cole, like, while he's listening to Yitri kind of yap on, I think he very gently and quietly, because he's kind of tucked himself at the back of the group while this whole conversation is going on, so he can watch and he can listen. He just puts, like, a wing on Yitri's arm, and as she turns to look at him, he just shakes his head very gently.
She takes a second. She kind of she opens her mouth to like argue with Cole, but then kind of sees the look on his face and is like, and just takes a deep breath, nods, and just shuts up.
Aleks is kind of looking at Miguel with kind of like vaguely concealed hurt in his eyes. Mostly because Miguel has made it like really clear that he's absolutely not believing what Aleks is telling him. And he's looking at Miguel. Miguel, I thought we agreed that I am honest with you.
Because you apparently also lied to me about Chester King.
Why would I lie to you about that?
He's gone, Aleks. No one's hunting you.
What do you mean he's gone?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's gone? He's been missing for what? Month? Maybe a bit longer? People have not heard of him. He hasn't been seen at the university.
That can't be.
What?
Wasn't there just a guy about to get him? Someone was after, because said someone was going after Aleks at the coffee shop because he was going to turn him into Chester King, so he has to be there. I mean, maybe maybe Chester King is like an organization and not like a person
No,
or something?
it's a person.
Okay, you know, I tried.
Well, wherever he is, he has not been anywhere he would normally go. And people from the university have not talked to him. I have tried to figure out where his last whereabouts are, and I cannot find shit. So yeah, tell me, Aleks, were you honest with me from the very, very beginning?
I was. And apparently, that Chester is missing is not stopping him from coming after me.
Give me a persuasion check.
That is a 19.
God, your dice love Miguel.
It's just an 11. I just have a high bonus on persuasion.
Dang.
Plus 8.
Wow.
He runs his hands over his face and says, "Okay, so what, you want me to set up a search party or something for this man? Because he killed you or something?"
I don't know. Do you really think that if I'd known what to do in the situation, I would be here?
I don't know. I've only known you for, what, 24 hours? I'm unsure, Aleks.
I am too. But I have been running from this man for months now. And the only reason I even tried to join the Protectors was for me. I had to stop caring what happened to other people. And I still don't know what to do. I am not asking you to give me answers. Because I don't know what I want to hear.
Then what do you expect me to do right now? Why have you stopped me
us.
from... What?
Stay with us while we're here.
Yeah. Why would I?
so no one dies, no matter on what side. I can't imagine that the people are going to be happy to see us. And I don't think you want casualties.
So now I'm your guard dog.
If you want to call yourself that.
So I have to make sure that you guys don't die from, well, the people that I work with. Fine. Sure. Whatever. Where do you need to go? What is your plan?
Yitri's gonna whisper to Cole, it's like, hey, I honestly didn't think we'd get this far. Did we have a plan?
Cole looks like...
Is his wing still on her?
Do you know what? Yes. Yeah, his Cole's wing is still on Yitri, and Yitri's there, like, tapping at, like, the side of his jerkin, being like, you know, I didn't have a plan, you know, what's going on? And Cole looks down at her and is like, that's part of the job. None of us have a plan. As Cole turns to Miguel and is like, we need to speak to Nyx.
Pierre?
Do I hear the, oh, do we have a plan thing?
Can I roll to see if I actually whispered for once?
Sure, give me a stealth check.
Because I would like that to be a whisper. But alas, much like Alyssa in the real life, Yitri can't whisper. I had a 19.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Do I roll perception or something, or do we just say that?
Yeah, actually, roll me a perception check and see if it beats a 19.
A contested check?
I doubt it, but let's go.
You never know.
You know.
You never know. Maybe Pierre's just really perceptive.
Does a 3 + 1 beat a 19?
Well, you're so close. You're so close.
Ah, damn.
And
Darn it.
You know for certain that Yitri's saying, "Oh, we got a plan. We got a plan."
Okay.
You hear the word plan and you're relieved.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That
"Okay,
actually
everyone's
puts
got us."
Pierre at ease. That actually puts him at ease.
That's amazing.
Whew, I'm glad we have a plan. Oh, I didn't.
Just the thought of Pierre looking over at this scene of Cole with his wing around Yitri, and Yitri looks up and goes, we've got a plan. And Pierre looks over and goes, God damn, we've got a plan!
Like, God damn, we do!
Oh my god, it's
Yes, like we're professionals.
so good.
Professionals.
So what is the plan? This is a Miguel question and a me question.
Oh, well, Cole said to Miguel, we need to speak to Nyx, because we had the weapon, and that's ultimately, we had got the tip off that Johnny and Nyx had something going on, and so we need to go and speak to Nyx.
So he sighs and he says, all right, one thing you gotta know is she's distraught, and it should be, she has a little bit more ease with her currently, but it's more the fact that we have had people come in and talk to her before, and they comforted her, and I think she'll be fine for conversation. Do any of you speak sign language? I don't.
I do. Nyx speaks common sign language?
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
Well, then I'm your man. I can interpret for you guys.
Good. Yeah. Just be careful around her. I'm pretty sure she has read the newspaper. If you get hit by something, I would say don't blame her, and I will stand with that. Don't blame her.
Fair enough.
She just lost her best friend.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes
Alright.
sense, yeah.
Okay.
And as he starts leading you guys through the Wanted Dead, that is where we are going to round out this episode of Remains to be Seen.
Oh, man! Oh, what?
Thank you all so
Aw.
much for listening. And we will see you guys next week with the Projector, Sunday with the Bounty Hunters, and what happens next remains to be seen.
Dun dun dun.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye!
Remains to be Seen is an original podcast created by Dyaflame Studios and licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 International License. Today's episode was produced by Joe Mendacium and Elizabeth Simpson and edited by Mees Verkade and Joe Mendacium. It starred Rick den Breejen as Pierre Ardoise, Mike LeBeau as Koltrast, Alyssa Roldan as Yitri Meadowtwirls, Zoe Emily as Aleksander Aintsworth, and Rover Elliott as the Dungeon Master. The intro and outro were composed by We Talk of Dreams, and the transcript was written by Kim van Tevelen. To get in touch with us and keep up to date with our antics, follow us on Instagram, Bluesky, and TikTok at Dyaflame Studios, or view our website at dyaflame.com. Check our show notes for additional credits, links, and transcripts.